Welcome to Owen Allen Media. Today we're looking at Trinidad and Tobago, where a tragic and deeply disturbing event has left the nation in shock and outrage. Two Trinidadian nationals, Richie Samoro and Chad Charpa Joseph, were among six people killed in an American airstrike on a small vessel near the coast of Venezuela earlier this week. Now, according to the reports confirmed by Gary Aboud, the secretary of non-governmental organization Fishermen and Friends of the Sea, this U.S. military strike occurred in international waters, and the victims were innocent fishermen, not drug traffickers or terrorists. Aboud expressed his condolences to the families, calling their deaths nothing short of murder. He said, and I quote, "I am very, very sorry that they were murdered like this. People are now terrified to go out to sea. We have invited warmongers into our waters and given them permission to kill outside the judicial process. It's absolutely sad that these things are allowed to happen, and these people were killed in this manner." But for me personally, what's more, shocking is the silence from the Trinidad and Tobago government. Prime Minister Kamla Persad has not condemned the killings, not one official statement from her administration or the police acknowledging that two of their own citizens were blown to pieces by a foreign power. Instead, Kamla Persad has publicly aligned herself with Washington's so-called war on narcotics in the Caribbean, a campaign that many analysts and human rights advocates now describe as extrajudicial murder at sea. Last month, U.S. President Donald Trump ordered a major military buildup in the southern Caribbean, sending stealth aircrafts and ships to target drug traffickers linked to Venezuela. Since that deployment, the U.S. military has carried out 5 deadly airstrikes in the region, killing at least 27 people, including 2 Trinidadian fishermen. Washington insists these were kinetic strikes against narcotic terrorists, but relatives of the victims say that that's a blatant lie. Now, Chad Joseph's mother told local media her son was not involved in any drugs. He was just trying to come home. She said the sea law says you stop the boat and intercept it, not blow it up like that. His grandmother added that Chad had survived another attack just months earlier while trying to cross back from Venezuela. How did the Trinidad government respond to the death of their citizens? Prime Minister Kamla Persad said she was happy that the U.S. naval deployment is having success in their mission. She went further, saying, "I have no sympathy for traffickers. The U.S. military should kill them all violently," right? That is a statement from her. And if you really think about it for a second, a Caribbean leader elected to defend her people, applauding the foreign bombing of boats in the Caribbean waters, knowing her own citizens might be on board, right? That statement has definitely sparked outrage, not just in Trinidad, but across the region in Venezuela. Delcy Rodriguez called it self-fulfilling prophecy. She said Kamla Persad applauded the America's war plan, and now her own people are being killed by the same bombs she supported, right? Rodriguez warned that the U.S. government is not fighting drugs. They are destabilizing the region under disguise of security, and leaders like Kamla Persad are complicit. And truth be told, and let's be clear, this is not just a U.S.-Venezuela issue, right? This is about sovereignty, justice, and leadership in the Caribbean, and why a small island like Trinidad is allowing foreign military to kill its citizens without due process. That's just crazy to me. And why are we silent when Caribbean lives are being sacrificed in geopolitical chess game between, Washington and all of those places? Gary Aboud said it best, right? He believes Trinidad Prime Minister should be brought before the International Criminal Court. His words were definitely clear as water, and we have a Coast Guard. If we lack radar, we should fix that, not bringing in American warships and letting them kill our boys at sea. That is just murder, right? He also pointed out that hypocrisy. Trinidad imports roughly 20 essential commodities from Venezuela, yet instead of building peaceful cooperation, their government is backing an American war effort that destabilizes the very waters their fishermen rely on to survive. And if we really and truly, want to put things into perspective, in just a few weeks, the United States has conducted 5 airstrikes claiming they were targeting drug traffickers, but there have been no evidence to, to, to support that are presented to the public. No investigations, no accountability, no judicial oversight, just claims, bombs, and body bags, right? You just kill people and say, oh, we thought, or we think this, or we think that. No thorough investigation, nothing was done. No, of course, experts say these operations violate international law, and of course, and even within the U.S., military questions are being definitely raised and asked because the admiral overseeing these Caribbean strikes, Alvin Halsey, announced his early retirement after only 1 year in the post, and that move has fueled speculation that even within the U.S. ranks, there's discomfort over what's happening in the so-called counter against narcotic missions, right? He just realized that, you know what, this has gone too far, and I am also complicit in this, and I just need to step down. And meanwhile ordinary fishermen across Trinidad and Tobago are terrified right now, right? And Abood says many have stopped going beyond a quarter mile from shore, too afraid that American drone or warplane could mistake them for smugglers. Imagine that. No, you cannot even go out in the sea just to carry out your daily living, or to just to just go and fish. No, you are being sacrificed, or you are being you know deemed as terrorists, or drug dealers or something, and then boom, no judicial process, no nothing, and you're just gone like that. And it's really sad. And Caribbean men who have spent their whole lives fishing for their families, now too scared to earn a living because their own government allowed foreign forces to patrol and bomb their own waters. It really does not make any sense when you really think about it, right? And this tragedy just exposed a much deeper issue. The willingness of some Caribbean leaders like Kamla Persad to trade sovereignty for favor of powerful nations like the US, right? And Kamla Persad's stance may have, of course, make Washington, or you could say the US, happy, but it's at a cost of the lives of innocent citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, and that's something no leader should be allowed to escape accountability for, right? So it's really sad, to see what's going on, and let me know what you think in the comment section about all of this. There's always been peace within the Caribbean. Of course, each and every Caribbean country have their own conflict. People die in every country, but they have never been actual conflict between Caribbean nations fighting each other the way we have seen fighting in Europe or fighting in the Middle East, right? They have actually been peace and stability within the Caribbean. You get me? So it's really time for Trinidad and Tobago leaders to answer some hard questions. Who are they really serving? Are they serving the US, or are they serving the people of Trinidad and Tobago? So again, let me know what you think in the comment section. Owen Allen Media, we keep you informed.